DevilNeverCry.
Oi, governor, you got a license for that weapon? What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and of course today we are talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was announced at yesterday's Nintendo Direct. Now, I don't know about you, but as soon as I heard that British voice acting, I knew immediately that it was a Xenoblade Chronicles title. The series at this point has become well known for the British dub, or the English dub, whatever you want to call it, and it seems like it's back for this game. Now, of course, we got the trailer yesterday, but I'm also going to be going through a couple of details from some articles that we also got at the time of the trailer's reveal, specifically covering a message from Monolith Soft director and Xenoblade Chronicles writer Tetsuya Takahashi. We find out that Xenoblade Chronicles 3, much to the surprise of nobody, has been in development ever since the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which at this point is just over 4 years ago. Takahashi then goes on to confirm that yes, indeed, the key visual does feature the broken greatsword of Mechonis and the body of the Orion Titan with a gaping wound. Those of you who've played Xenoblade Chronicles or even the definitive edition will know all about Mechonis. It's a central point to that game's story. You literally cannot miss it. Those of you who've played the sequel will know all about Uriah, or the Kingdom of Uriah, and the giant whale-like creatures, which again are very hard to miss. So with this key visual, we basically get a confirmation of a direct correlation between the two games. Of course, those of you who've played both games know that there is a implied connection, but this outright states there is, with even some of the marketing going on to say, explore a new world that will connect the futures of both Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Going back to Takahashi's message though, he goes on to state that Monolith Soft believe the game will be enjoyable for both those who've played Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade Chronicles 2, as well as those who'll be playing Xenoblade Chronicles game for the first time. Then going on to also confirm that Masasago Saito, who designed the characters for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm sure many people enjoyed, is also returning to design the characters for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. For brevity's sake, and without wanting to read this article out verbatim to you word for word, Takahashi goes on to state that key members of the development team that worked on the previous Xenoblade Chronicles games will of course be returning for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And then of course the message is rounded out by saying that there is more to come before the game launches and that they hope we look forward to it, before reiterating that the game does indeed launch September 2022 this year. Taking a look at the official Nintendo page for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, we get even more information about the game. Players will step into the roles of protagonists Noah and Mio amid turmoil between the hostile nations of Kevez and Agnus. 6 characters hailing from those nations will take part in a grand tale with life as its central theme. We know that Noah is the protagonist with the red jacket and the giant sword, said to be from the nation of Kevez, and Mio, the other protagonist, the silver-haired lady who bears a striking resemblance to Nia from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, is said to be from the other hostile nation, Agnus, with the remaining 4 characters mentioned being allies and friends to the protagonists. And other than that, there's not many other solid details out there. Personally, I am looking forward to the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, though I do have some reservations, specifically about the performance of the game and what exactly it's going to look like. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was my first Xenoblade game, and I really enjoyed it, other than the fact that the performance at times really hindered the experience, especially when you're playing it in handheld mode and seeing that resolution drop to ridiculously low numbers. Yeah, it didn't make for an all too great experience at times, though that didn't dissuade me from picking up the definitive edition of the original game, which I really enjoyed. So I'm hoping that the game is better optimized, I suppose, for the Switch, or that they are able to work some magic in the background, or who knows, maybe this accursed rumored Switch Pro will release by that point, which will make things more palatable. But let me know down in the comments below what you think. Are you a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles? Have I been saying it wrong this entire time in your mind? Do you pronounce it Xenoblade Chronicles? I know that's probably going to get on somebody's nerves throughout this entire video. But with that, we do come to the end of the video. Of course, if you enjoyed today's video, do be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing, as it all helps the channel out. And with all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.